Welcome back to Sci-Fi Thursday. I have a very exciting episode for you today. I have been looking forward to this all week. All right, let's get to it. So I have a new plan for the station moving forward. This is exciting. All right, you may have noticed I am using forced perspective. So from this level to the ceiling, the figures are 2.5 to 3 inches tall. From this level here to this level, in between there is 3 3/4 to 4 inches tall. Then from here to the floor is 6 to 8 inches tall. And I am so excited about this. It really allows me to focus and build it sort of to scale. The upper level now, it will be 3 levels for those small figures. Overall, from the ceiling to the floor, we're looking at 10 to 12 levels. So the figure on the bottom is 8 inches tall. Let me see. This is going to be hard to do. Okay, it's in between my finger and my thumb. That figure is 6 inches tall. That figure is 4 inches. 3 3/4. More 3 3/4. So now you're looking at about half the size. But the trick is, when you're here in person looking at it, you're not looking at the whole thing from back here, comparing it. You're looking down at those, then here, and so because this is up so high, it makes sense that those are smaller figures. Sorry, I don't have any of my station lights on, so it's a little bit dark in there. Okay, so this area down here is going to be rock, stone, brick, and steel. Very different looking than this area up here. And again, this will be 6 inch to 8 inch figures down here. Now eventually I'll be clearing out these movies and we'll go all the way to the floor. Let me give you a closer look at these figures. Now the Star Wars figures up here are 2.5 inches tall. And then these right here are 3 inches tall. Okay, I just finished painting these. Let me show you. These were both Batman figures, and they had cloth capes that I cut off, and then I cut the pointy ears off and filed the head, sort of rounded it a little bit. And then I really tried to paint them to look like these. The one thing I don't like about these is that the hands are kind of big, so by painting them, it makes them appear that they're not quite as big. And real quick, I'm going to put a black wash over these. And it's just black paint and water. It's going to make them look even smaller. Not as noticeable. Okay, I'm going to do the same on this guy. I don't think most people would guess that these were Batman figures. Okay, let me show you this one. These are both Joy Toy figures, both of these. So I painted the eyes red. I don't know if you can see the yellow and red on him. And gunmetal gray. All of the stippling, all the little dots, I used a dark gray called zinc. I forgot to mention that these little Batman figures are from Fisher-Price, and I got them off Amazon. I think I may try to find some little number decals that I can put on it, just like on this mech. So like I mentioned, there is 3 levels. Now up here, we'll probably have to do a door up there, and then we'll do some catwalks that go around, maybe curve around that right there and go that direction. All right, we've got some Paw Patrol for the upper level. Once we get this painted and weathered and hoses and wires added to it and small detail parts, it'll be unrecognizable. Okay, there it is with a gray primer on it. Already, just with a gray primer, it looks so much different. So I just got some new Batman figures, and I think I'm going to make these yellow to match this. Now this one's been painted and rusted, so I'm going to do the same to these and possibly these. What's nice about these is that the bat symbol is not raised or engraved. It's flat, so when you spray it on the chest, it doesn't show up. It's just flat. Oh, and again, these are Fisher-Price. I can put a link in the description below the video for these. These came from Amazon. So all we have to do is cut off the cape and then file down the ears. And all I do is Simple. And then we'll just quick and you could save this cloth for another figure. Okay, he's ready for primer. Yeah, I'm so excited to paint him to look like this. I almost forgot to tell you, when you paint these, some of them, the cape and the head and sometimes the hands are a different material. They're almost a little bit more rubbery than the main figure. The main figure is like a hard plastic. And when you spray that, it can be a little tacky. So I take baking soda and it's not sticky anymore. It just puts a fine powder over it, which doesn't really affect it. So just dip your brush in there. You'll notice it may add a little bit of a texture to it, but I don't mind that. Yeah, so that's how you deal with when you paint parts that are kind of a rubber and they end up sticky. Just brush over a thin layer of the baking soda. Now for the main event of the show. Now we need to cover the edges so it doesn't look like cardboard. And I'm just using blue painter's tape. It's important to note that when you're painting cardboard, you need to paint both sides, otherwise it'll just curl up on you. Okay, so I just went through all my boxes of goodies and came up with these parts. I'm going to spray a gray primer on these. A few of them get a reddish brown primer sprayed on them. And then these all get glued onto the panel that we're making. Okay, there's all the parts that we painted. They're just sitting on there right now. I've just been moving them around, figuring out exactly where I want them. And I think I need to take a black Sharpie and outline all those cardboard patterns that we put on there, because now it's just kind of all blending together. Okay, all of the detail parts are glued in place. Now I think I'm just going to add a little bit of rust and grime to it. Not a lot, just a little bit, and then we can install it. Okay, I've got it installed. I'm so excited. Are you ready for the big reveal? I turned those big overhead lights off. Now I'll make those panels so that they go all in this area, all the way down and over. Even out here, just to have an octagon shape. Now we'll have to drape wires from out on the panel here to this. I am so excited to finally have that project done. I've wanted to do that for a very long time, and I'm excited to keep going with it. And I think it's really going to tie it together when we have wires and hoses connecting to the buildings up here. All right, well, join me next Thursday, and I think we'll tackle the floor. All right, until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.